I think the racetrack is as good, if not better, than it's ever been. I think there's other ways to make the racing better, and everybody's definition of what that is probably a little different. But in my eyes, the track reconfiguration has helped the facility from what could otherwise be an even worse scenario. I think you look at a track that I won't name that's of similar nature to the Northeast, and it didn't get reconfigured, and it's seen the same issues with attendance drops. So the whole reconfiguration story doesn't go very far with me.
Our team had success with both racetrack surfaces, so I do not, and I don't feel that one was more of a race than the other. The only issue that I have with the current racetrack is that they did such a good job of making all three grooves the same speed that it truly is difficult to pass. I mean, you would think that would make, I mean, on all the paper and all the idea, everything on paper looked like it was going to be perfect, and they just got it too perfect, and it's just, the guy can run the same speed on the top lane as the bottom, and I think what we've all realized is when there was only one fast groove, if you got an advantage and you got that groove, then you could pass the guy, and so it was actually easier to pass the old way. So who knows? The only thing I would worry about is if Bruton spent all the money to go back to the old track and that it didn't work out and look the way they expected it, then that seems like a lot of money, but it's his money. So and it might work. Bruton's made a lot of things work.
Well, I think you took what had been one of probably your sport's most popular races, and in all fairness, that Bristol, everybody from Bristol was trying to make the racetrack better, and in the end, it didn't work for them. And the telltale sign of that is stand in the infield and look at the crowd. It used to be years upon years of waiting lists. So it's in my opinion, it's a pretty simple answer. It's a pretty simple scenario. And when you take a risk like they took on changing the racetrack, with engineers and thoughts and whatever process they went through, you're taking a big risk, and now they're gonna pay probably the ultimate, just because of the fact that they changed it. Now they got to change it back. So as long as you're not scared to be able to eat a little crow and reverse your decision, taking chances like that are okay. But in the end, they were trying to make it better, and it just didn't work out for them.
More could be gained with a tire. I think more can be gained with a tire. Maybe more grip with the left side tire. We've done a lot of tire testing for Goodyear, and it seems like every time we put grip in the left side tire, the car responds to it, and that tire wears, and the car gives up grip over the time. And that's part of Bristol is you go out there and you go that speed until you pit again. And so if you don't have the fall off in the tire, it doesn't do any good to put tires on. Right? When you come in and put tires on, you go faster. That's what makes good racing. Or some kind, not the track position overweighs tires. It will sometimes, but not all the time. And we saw the two cars stay out and win, and we saw Matt and the two car won on Saturday and Sunday. So, and tires, you can't pass a guy even with new tires. So I would say I'd start with a tire if I was the one doing that and saying, how can we get more aggressive with a tire that wears, and force them to change it. Force the guy to pit and put on tires.
When they had the paved Bristol back in the day, and I remember watching it because I was a race fan growing up, that was awesome racing. I mean, everyone was fighting for the one groove and everything, but when they keep concrete in the racetracks, you're kind of stuck with it, and the grooves don't move around as much, things like that. So I personally like pavement better. I think pavement would be better around that racetrack. So if he wants to spend the money, do that.